very lucky if in our life we get to meet and know somebody like Kittie. But before I talk about Kittie, just a couple short things about those early basketball years. And I'm not going to tell anything I probably shouldn't. Sarah Roberts scored our first 2 points, and we were on our way. And you've seen her and Sam both walk around with these panties on, and yes, that was our uniform. And Sam reminded me that the uniforms did come in near the end of the season, and those worn out gold and blue pennies were packed away for today, right? Yes, we did end up on a losing note that first year, at 4-10. And during the second year, someone asked me last night, did you have pressure to win? It was just the second year to have, yes, we had pressure to win. The athletic department spent money on us. And what do you think they wanted back in return? They wanted that product to be very good. We also had tryouts that second year. And someone wanted to know last night, they said, well, we heard that if you got cut, you had to turn in your tennis shoes. And I said, yes, we did. Because not only was there some pressure to win, there was pressure to stay within a budget. So when we did, and we ended up with our first winning season, 13-4. We had our start, and we were not looking back. Now I want to talk a little bit here about Kittie as a person. Virginia Kittie Jean Blakemore. She left us from this world on the 29th of July, 2020. Coach Kittie was 91. In my opinion, she was a legend. She was a leader among leaders at this university and within women's sports in our state and even in our country. Kittie was a trailblazer. Kittie was one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. She was kind. She was caring. She was highly intelligent. She was gracious. She was persistent. She wasn't pushy, but Kittie always got the things she wanted in her way. She never met a stranger. People were just drawn to Kittie. She had this warmth and compassion for people. And she made all of us just feel like we were the most special person in this world. She had the unique ability to bring out the best in every person. So what happened to you when you messed up, whether it was on the court or off? Well, first, you usually would sit down with Kittie in her office or in the locker room, and she would tell you very specifically what you had done wrong. Then she would tell you all the great things you do. Then she'd say, leave, and now don't do this again. So the next time you would mess up, you got this is not how we do things here in women's basketball at WVU speech. And if you were unlucky enough or stupid enough to mess up the third time, you got this Blakemore look. I call it the stare. And I never knew of anyone that ever messed up the fourth time. Kittie was exceptionally big on how you represent this university. She would tell us everything that we say, that we do. She said, you represent not just this basketball team and your coaching staff, but you represent this university and you represent the state. So that was pretty much on her mind the whole time. What message did we send out to the public? What did Kittie want from us? Yes, she wanted to win. But she knew that winning every day, every ball game was not necessarily going to happen. But she did tell us, You just go out there each day and do the very best that you can do for yourselves in this university. So, in my opinion, what was Kittie's greatest example? What was her greatest accomplishment? I'm looking at every player who played for her, that are here today, that helped her coach, those that couldn't be here. She was our coach, our mother, our mentor, and to some of us, our colleague, and to all of us, a friend, a dear friend. She taught us much more than basketball. She taught us about life. She taught us how to treat people. She taught us how to lead. She taught us how to help other people. She taught us about integrity. She taught us about honesty. And most important, she taught us every person in this world is important. Extremely important for us to make sure they know that. In closing, thanks again is extended to the athletic department and our university for this invitation back. It was with great pride today we go out in the snow and brush off the Kittie Blakemore drive sign and be able, with all the former players and coaches, out in the snow and freezing, and it was great. It was fun. And it's with great pride to stand on that Coliseum floor and look up and see Kittie up on the top wall. Good luck to Coach Kellogg and his team today, because we owe a payback to Baylor. I did read an article that Coach Kellogg said he was getting a little worried during the game, and the players said, "Don't worry, Coach, we got you. We got your back." Well, Coach, there's a lot present in this room that would say the same. We got your back. Kittie would be very proud of you, your coaching staff, and your team, and we are too. So, when you talk about back, it's great to be back home. A lot of things have changed in Morgantown. All these years, there's one thing we know never changes. Help me. Once a mountaineer, always a mountaineer. God bless you, Kittie. We love you. We miss you. And we got a ball game to go win.
Thank you, Sandra. Well, that